V.I. Lenin. Ideas about a State Economic Plan. Written on 4th of July, 1921. The principal mistake we have all been making up to now is too much optimism. As a result, we succumb to bureaucratic utopias. Only a very small part of our plans has been realized. Everyone in fact, has laughed at our plans. This must be radically altered. Anticipate the worst. We already have some experience. It is slight, but practical. Food supplies. Frumkin says the ideal is 150 million poods from the tax, plus 50 million poods by means of exchange, plus 40 million poods from the Ukraine, equals 240 million poods. We must base our calculations on a total of 200 million poods for the year. What are we to do with this paltry starvation figure? 200 divided by 12 is 16 2/3. Alpha. Take a minimum for the army. That is, calculate the rations for a minimum army. Beta. Include in the plan the economic work of the army on a modest, extremely modest scale. 1 subbotnik. Translator's note. Voluntary work on weekend without pay. End of translator's note. 60% of the army participating. 1 out of 3 subbotniks, 50% participants, 50% of the army, etc. Gamma. For office employees, drastic reduction. Delta. The workers. Immediately draw up a list of the best enterprises, stress enterprises, by industries. Close down 1/2 to 1/4 of those now running. The rest to run in 2 shifts. Only those which have enough fuel and bread, even if the minimum quantity of grain is collected, 200 million poods, and fuel, for the whole year. Do this in rough outline, as a first approximation, immediately in a month, no later. Fuel we have. A People's Commissariat for Communications we have. There is no need to be exact about food. Take 200 million poods. Industry according to branches and gubernias. Don't put it off until we have the figures for the whole. Get this done with the utmost speed. And, the main thing, put 70% of the members of the State Planning Commission to work 14 hours a day. Let science sweat a bit. We have given them good rations, now we must make them work. Each one to be given the task of keeping general supervision, I think that is what it's called in the regulations of the State Planning Commission, over definite enterprises. Take 700 as the number of large establishments, enterprises, depots, railway, state farms, etc., etc. That we must, and can, even at the worst 200 million poods of grain in the course of the year, start and keep running from October 1st, 1921 to October 1st, 1922. 700. 35 members of the State Planning Commission. Equals 20. Say 30. Not all the members of the State Planning Commission will be continuously engaged on current work. Take the trouble to supervise these 30 unremittently. You are responsible for this. Over and above these, keep an eye on another 30 to 70, less important. Don't keep them under constant observation, but make inquiries in passing from time to time. To supervise unremittently means answering with your head for the rational consumption of fuel and grain, for the maximum stocking of the one and the other, for the maximum deliveries, for economizing fuel, in industry, on the railways, etc., for economizing food, feed only good workers, for increasing productivity of labor, etc. All the rest lease or give to anybody you please, or close or abandon, forget about, until a sound improvement is achieved, which will enable us to operate confidently, not with 200 million poods of grain, plus X million poods of fuel, but with 300 million poods of grain, plus 150% of X fuel. These are my ideas about the State Planning Commission. Think it over. Let's discuss it. Lenin, July 4th.